Some of y'all may be saying, it's about time you weighed in on this Trayvon issue, Zoe. Sorry, but unlike a lot of commentators and organizations out there, I'm not eager to load my mental magazine with a bunch of hollow points and shoot off my mouth to do more damage to the situation. Trayvon's death is a tragedy, and I can't speak on it with certainty. But there's another tragedy along with this that I am certain of. That being the Afrocentrics getting ashy-knuckled angry over this. Yet are pretty quiet about blacks killing each other more than any other ethnic group in America. Afrocentrics call me a sellout. Yet between blacks going in and out of Planned Parenthood to kill their own kind off, violent crimes, and making songs glamorizing and fantasizing about killing other blacks, it's not at all hard to imagine hood rats behind hoods and sheets. Now how's that for tragedy?
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
So, as I was saying, blacks kill blacks all the time. Why is the death of Trayvon gotten the Afrocentrics so angry all of a sudden? Oops. Sorry, wrong Trayvon. Unfortunately, he was shot to death too. But since his shooter was most likely a black man, who cares? Trayvon's death. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's another Trayvon that was shot to death. My bad. Let's try this again. Oh, dang. Still, the wrong Trayvon. But he was gunned down too. But I don't remember Al Sharpton calling national attention to his death or the new Black Panther Party putting out a bounty for his killer. Surely by now we got the right picture of Trayvon. Oh man, I'm sorry. Still not the right picture. This Trayvon was killed serving our country, so you know he ain't gonna get any love because as far as the liberals and Afrocentrics are concerned, he had no business volunteering to go to steal someone else's oil. I guess my point is lots of blacks get murdered all the time. A few have even been named Trayvon. Now, the Afrocentrics will say, oh well, where were you? What were you doing to help the situation? I was working on making an honest living and not contributing to the statistic, while people like you call me an Uncle Tom for it, while you still qualify black men who committed crimes against each other as real black men and made excuses for them. I personally don't want to express my speculations about what transpired between Trayvon and Zimmerman. Zimmerman is still innocent until proven guilty, and Trayvon is a young man that lost his life. Whether it was this Trayvon or this one, we don't know why he was killed, and certainly shouldn't be considering if he deserved to be killed because of some supposed pictures of him flipping off a camera. Like you don't have pictures of you flipping off the camera. Even George W. Bush has pictures flipping off the camera. Now here's a prime example of why I'm not so quick to air my opinions about what happened between Trayvon and Zimmerman, because I don't want to sound anywhere near as half-cocked and whacked out as this guy.
You can't arrest somebody. They have not been charged with anything. That's still being investigated.
Well, according to the street people's law, he has been charged with murder.
According to the what?
I do believe he said street people's law, Anderson.
According to street law. According to God's law.
Whoa, Hoss. Don't try to drag God into your laws. That's taking the Lord's name in vain. And that's trying to make a graven image out of him and trying to shape him to suit your ideals. That's a violation of some top 10 no-nos, sir. You don't seem to speak or read very well. Let's continue.
And I want to say I don't obey the white man's law. I don't follow the American law. The American law does not protect me, Anderson. I'm not a citizen, so I have no right to respect the American law.
I talk about this in my audiobook, Weapon of Mass Destruction. Now listen very carefully. Afrocentrics try to make the case that the Constitution doesn't recognize the personhood and rights of blacks, which means that Afrocentrics are to this day still trying to make the same case that the proponents of slavery were making. If those pro-slavery white folks were alive today, their jaws would be on the floor because they see these numbskull Afrocentrics trying to interpret the Constitution the way they did. They would say, dang, if only we had these passionate Negroes back in our day making these same arguments for us that the Constitution says blacks aren't people and have no rights, dadgummit, slavery would still be legal. These mush-minded militants don't seem to understand that interpreting the Constitution as a pro-slavery document is not a display of enlightenment. This dude is a chosen leader because of how much of a victim he can make the black community out to be. Hey, dude, you want some cheese with that wine? They try to look so hard and tough with their berets and their stoic faces, all the while going, boo-hoo-hoo, the white man is so mean to me. And I'll say it again. People like this make the black community look like the biggest bunch of punk sissies on the planet. I'd ask them if they just go away too, but this is how they respond.
Trayvon Martin's family, they don't want you there. They don't like what you're saying, and yet you seem unwilling to listen to that.
We represent the millions of black people that want us here today. So we love Trayvon's family, and we will continue to support them in everything we do, but we're calling for justice. Again, I want to say to Trayvon's family, you got to have a military. You got to have a military to defend your interests. So again, we love you, but we're going to continue to support you, regardless of the millions of white folks and the Uncle Tom Negroes. We're going to continue to stand up for this family. We're going to stand up for justice in America and throughout the world.
So are you saying that they are, to use your phrase, Uncle Toms? Are you saying that about Trayvon Martin's family? Because they're saying they don't want you.
I'm talking about the Negroes who are complaining. I didn't say them. I say the Uncle Tom Negroes who are complaining about the presence of the new Black Panther Party.
But his family is complaining about your presence. His family is complaining about your presence.
I would love to sit down with them.
They don't. Apparently, they don't want to.
I think it's white folks that's complaining.
So quick to call someone else an Uncle Tom. What a self-loathing bigot.
We can make a citizen's arrest when the United States government will not do their job. According to the Constitution, we have that right. And I want to say I don't obey the white man's law. I don't follow the American law. The American law does not protect me, Anderson. I'm not a citizen.
I tried to find something I could agree with this dude on, though. How about this?
But we want the United States government to do their job. But if y'all would do the job, we wouldn't be here today.
Hey, that kind of sounds like Jan Brewer when she says that Arizona has the right to protect its border when the government won't do its job. I think Jan Brewer could be the leader of the new Black Panther Party. She could be the Grand Cougar. I'm Alfonso Rachel with Zone Nation, where my prayers go out to Trayvon's family, and I hope they can see the exercise and exploitation and how liberals and Afrocentrics are trying to make a name and a dime off her son. Liberals claim to hate opportunism so much, but are pretty much always the worst offenders.
According to the street people's law, he has been charged with murder.
According to the what?